When it comes to the world of TikTok, Charlie D'Amelio is queen, and we do mean that in an almost literal fashion. Because while there are celebrities and other people who do cool things on TikTok, Charlie is the only person to have reached 100 million followers on the brand, to the extent that she is the anointed queen by its followers. And it's kind of hard to deny her success when she's getting money left and right from fans and sponsors. But being that she's only 16 years old, what exactly does she do with her cash? Allow us to show you, Charlie D'Amelio, how rich she is and how she spends her money. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 6. How she makes her money. Before we dive into some of her purchases, we need to talk about how she got to be worth around $4 million, which is an estimate based on a year of earnings. She's likely worth more than that now. Because if you don't use TikTok yourself or you've never sent money to one of your favorite stars, it might be a bit confusing as to how they make money. First off, there is an in-app purchase for users to buy and gift to content creators on TikTok who can later turn them into money. So everyone can earn money on TikTok, though it may not be as easy as you think because you need a following and be talented enough to have gifts sent to you. Users purchase coins for gifting to content creators, who can further convert those gift points into diamonds and then cash them out if they have enough of them. However, there is a limit that people can cash out per day, so there is that. But creators like Charlie D'Amelio will get around that in various ways and will encourage donations by doing things like shoutouts to specific users if they send her a certain amount of gifts. However, if you are a major TikTok star, I don't know, say someone with 100 million followers, you have another avenue open to you, and that is via sponsors. They'll contact the content creators and ask them to do posts or live videos promoting a product, and the creators will get paid by the company to do them. According to The Hollywood Reporter, TikTok is particularly favored by fashion and beauty brands in search of its coveted Gen Z audience, whereas Instagram may still rule the roost when it comes to millennials. Top TikTok stars are landing brand deals with prestigious marketers including Elf Cosmetics, Ralph Lauren, MAC, and NARS, which perfectly suits someone like Charlie D'Amelio, as she is only 16 and fits perfectly in that Gen Z market. And since a lot of people adore her, she can appeal to them on their level and no doubt get the sponsors some big sales. And it's been reported that Charlie asked for $100,000 per sponsored post. That's more than most people make in an entire year. Even whole households don't make that much money at times, and she's making it for one post. And of course, there are other deals that have been going her way, like the Super Bowl commercial she did where she reportedly got paid a cool $1 million to appear in it. So yeah, she's got a lot of money under her belt, and considering her vast amount of fame that is growing every month or more, she's going to be getting more money from sponsors and fans as time goes on. Number 5. Equipment. Going on to now to how she spends her money, let's start with something a little low-key, her equipment, because it's easy to think that all she does is use her videos on her phone. But if you pay attention, it's not that simple. When she does things like her dance videos, she wants to make sure that her phone is secure. And of course, she wants to make sure her room is properly lit in order to keep the quality of the video intact. This was something she no doubt picked up during her time in the Hype House, because they did similar things. They would space out areas in the mansion they rented so they could have the perfect spots to shoot videos without worrying about lighting, running into objects, etc. Now you might think this is a bit over the top for TikTok videos, but people like Charlie D'Amelio take this very seriously because every video they do can make them money. So if you have the ability to go all out and get the gear to make the perfect videos, why wouldn't you? And of course, there is no doubt that Charlie, and her sister for that matter, upgrade their phones whenever they can, so they always have the best phones with the best video and picture taking quality. Number 4. Trips. Look, when you're a 16-year-old kid, you dream of going to all sorts of places to try and make a memory and just have fun. For Charlie, with her being able to go and make lots of money with her videos, she has the ability to go to just about anywhere she wants, which she did prove during her time with the Hype House, because that place was in LA, and she and her family live in Connecticut. So she and her sister Dixie had to travel back and forth from the Hype House, as they weren't allowed to live there because of their age, it was a house rule, so they could see their friends, make videos, and then go off and live life back at home. Plus, when it comes to her other activities like fan meets, TikTok events, and of course doing things like the Super Bowl commercial, she had to go fly and make things happen, which she is more than happy to do, especially when in one particular trip for the Super Bowl, she got to meet her personal idol in Jennifer Lopez and do a dance with her. we would call that money well spent. And while we cannot prove it, we'd more than likely guess that she has taken her family out on trips so they can all relax and get away from the TikTok for just a little while. Number 3, personal chef. So you might have heard a certain story about this recently, and we'll get to that. But for this particular entry, we wanted to talk about the fact that the D'Amelio family has their own personal chef. Yes, they are that rich and apparently really wanted that fine dining experience. Granted, we don't know if said chef cooks for them every night, but hey, more than likely, why else would you hire a personal chef? We'd love to have our own personal chef, but we're not that rich. Yet. Seriously though, this is one of those smaller things that you think about when you get money, because why stress about cooking when you can just have someone else do it for you, especially if they do a lot of diverse meals that might surprise you with their taste. It's a simply expensive joy, and one that Charlie no doubt enjoys most of the time. Number 2, PR helper. So yeah, we're getting into this now. Charlie might need some help with her image because of a certain incident that happened with said personal chef. You see, her family, who are all TikTok stars in various ways, decided to start a YouTube series about the family eating dinner together, having a guest, and talking about various things. And for the debut episode, the chef that we mentioned earlier made a traditional French dish that just so happened to have snails in it. Charlie and Dixie did not take this well. They were rude, made wrenching noises. Dixie apparently threw up, though that is in dispute, and they were basically revealed to be snobs as a result. The video did not go over well with fans and critics, and so we're sure Charlie put her money to good use to try and recover her image and brand, especially since she did an apology that just didn't come off as anything but insincere and childish. Granted, it's her first real snafu, but it's one that must be acknowledged before one can move on. Number 1, college. Yes, Charlie D'Amelio isn't in college yet, but that's not the point. The point is that she's going to be turning 18 eventually, and when she does, she'll likely want to go to college, if for no other reason than to work towards what might be the next stage in her career. Her sister is going into college despite her TikTok fame, though it didn't go as planned because of the pandemic, and Charlie will likely do the same. And as such, when the time comes to pick a college, she could literally pick whichever one she wants and pay for the tuition in full because she's literally worth whatever they charge. Heck, she could do a slew of sponsored posts and just fully fund her college, which is certainly more than other college students could say. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Charlie D'Amelio and how she has become one of the biggest social media stars in the world, and a 16-year-old girl who is literally worth millions? Can you believe how much she makes via her TikTok and other social media accounts? Can you believe how low-key her purchases have been so far? What do you think she's going to go and do with her money next? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.